Hey, what's good, YouTube? Gary here with G-Town Bricks. Today we're going to do a review on the various MUTTs that I've received from Brickmania over the past couple weeks. Before we get into that, just going to share kind of a funny story about how I got kind of arrested by the MPs when I was in the Army. If you are not interested in hearing this story, you can skip to this part of the video. For you who stuck along, here's the story. Alright, so how do I begin this story? So, I guess to start at the very beginning with my dad. My dad, he was basically in Taekwondo since he was like a teenager. He had become an instructor for Junri karate. And Junri, if you don't know, is the father of American Taekwondo. He was integral in, when Bruce Lee was going around learning various forms of martial arts. He and Junri, they got together and he showed him the way of how, Koreans do martial arts and stuff like that. Anyway, so my dad raised me to always, I was kicking before I could walk. So I'm saying all this to set up the story of why or how I got myself into getting arrested. So I'm gonna bring out some visual aids. Alright, so these guys are representing, this is a reenactment of a little break room, or I forget what the tent was called, but it was a place that soldiers would go when they weren't in class. So I was in training at Fort Gordon, Georgia, many moons ago. Right, and there was two vending machines. So these vending machines by Eclipse Graphics, they are just placeholders here. The vending machines in question that I was dealing with were actual, like they had potato chips and cookies and stuff like that in them. They weren't drinks. But you get the idea. So, these guys are, let me put this down. So these guys, hold on. Alright, so this guy here, he represents our class leader. Now, I am 44 years old and I could probably name 2, 3, maybe 3 people who I have disliked my entire life. This guy may be number 2. I could not stand this dude. He was just so, I don't know, he was just so arrogant. He just thought he was just so much smarter than everybody. He had to be reclassed into our MOS, our job or whatever, because he flunked out of his. But somehow he was smarter than us, and I felt so good to beat him out for honor grad, because I had a better GPA than he did. Anyway, so this guy gets his chips stuck in the vending machine. This represents the vending machine. So everybody else is trying to help him out. They're trying to get the vending machine. They're punching and kicking this thing. And I had kind of a reputation of being able to kick these things and getting the chips out. So this guy, this represents me right here. This is me. And so they're kind of egging me on. More. Come on, help him out. I don't like, remember, I don't like this guy. So why am I going to help him out? So he says something smart like, yeah, I ain't think you was going to be able to do it anyway. So I get up and I do a nice little side kick. For y'all who don't know what a side kick is, I can't think of the wrestler's name. The Heartbreak Kid. He had a pretty good side kick. Of course, Bruce Lee had a nice side kick. Michael J. White. There's a lot of, people out there. Mine was pretty good too. Bam! Kick this thing as hard, well, not as hard as I could. Maybe 80%. It goes back a little bit. Nothing. So then again, this guy here, he's like, yeah, he couldn't do it. So now I have to prove my point. So I move everybody out the way. I get as far out the way as you can. So now I'm going to run, and I do a jump side kick right into this thing. Boom! And then I remember. So I'm still in the air, but like time somehow freezes. Never happened to me before or since, but I think my brain couldn't process what happened, because as I'm in the air, I could see in my peripheral this guy, and he's kind of like, he's doing this motion like he's bracing himself from something. But he's stationary. He's not moving. He's just doing this, and I don't know what he's doing. And then immediately, time goes back to normal, and I see him kind of fall, and glass is going everywhere. So apparently, I kicked this thing so hard that I shattered the front, the whole display. So I go and I tell my instructors, hey, I kind of accidentally kicked in the vending machine. And so they said, okay, make sure no one steals anything. So I go back, and pretty much everybody has guarded the machine. They don't want anyone to steal anything. What really upset me was even after all that, the bag of chips were still just stuck right there. So this guy, he goes and he just takes his bag of chips, and he says something snide like, yeah, thank you, or something like that. Oh, I couldn't stand that guy. Anyway, so while we're waiting around, the good old MP show up. Alright, so the MP, he shows up, and he's like, which one of you is more? I come forward, and he throws handcuffs on me. Puts me in handcuffs. He doesn't say a word, just puts me in handcuffs, throws me in the back of his car, and then he proceeds to drive me to the MP station. So on the way to the MP station, I'm thinking, how stupid I was, because this isn't the first time that I was arrested for kicking something. The exact same kick before landed me in a squad car when I was in high school. But that's another story. So once we get to the MP station, like I said, he says nothing to me. Takes me out. He walks me in. He presses a button that alerts these other MPs. All right, so now I'm surrounded by a bunch of MPs. It was like 3 or 4 of them, and this guy's like, "All right, Private. So you didn't give me any problems this whole time. So I'm about to take these handcuffs off, or I won't know any trouble from you." And I'm thinking like, what do they think I did? Like I'm not some crazy kung fu master. Like I just happened to, this was an accident. Uh, so after they take the handcuffs off, they have this guy, um, an officer. He comes in and he interrogates me, and I'm like, look, nothing was stolen. This wasn't an act of robbery. I just made a mistake. And so he said, yeah, I interviewed your classmates, and they'll corroborate your story. But so we're gonna let you go back to your unit. And then when I got to the unit, drill sergeant had to pick me up, and he was just like, what were you thinking? But it's funny, so I don't really have too many pictures of myself during that time. This is before any sort of cell phones or cell phones with cameras. So this picture here is of my firstborn son. He was born 12 May 1998. And that's kind of significant because this here is my actual Article 15 that I got. Article 15, for you all who do not know, is non-judicial punishment for the Army. It's a easy way for you not to be court-martialed. Whoever your commanding officer is will make a decision and penalize you accordingly. If you can see down here, it says this took place on 15 May 98. So 3 days after my son was born, I was issued this Article 15. But what's funny is that I kept getting a pass to go off base. And if you can see right here, it says 7 days restriction, 7 days extra duty. But because I was a mid, none of the drill sergeants pretty much knew who I was. So I did maybe 2 days of that 7 days extra duty. And it was funny when I got off, as soon as I got off extra duty, I signed myself out, and I'm like getting in the taxi, and I see a drill sergeant running behind. Moore! Hey Moore, what are you doing? I said, I'm going out on pass, drill sergeant. He said, you were just on extra duty. How are you on pass? I said, well, the commander signed it. So it just, I was just fortunate that I didn't get in too much trouble. It also says that I was a E1, but I was actually E2 at the time. So I was kind of glad that they didn't know that I was a E2, because I'm pretty sure he had a track record of busting people down, and I needed that money to, because I had a child on the way. But anyway, that is my story. And so let's get to the video. Alright, first off we have the M151 MUTT, Armored Military Police Vehicle. This vehicle is, when I saw it on the website, I immediately saw this guy and thought, Man, he kind of looks like that MP that arrested me. So I had to get this. You see, if you're new here, I was trying to get this thing all month, basically. And Brickmania, for whatever reason, kept giving me the wrong MUTT, which you'll see later on in the video. But let's remove these minifigs. I don't, kind of embarrassed to admit, but I don't know what QC is. I don't know what that means. Let me know in the comments what that is. We had a CQ, which was basically like a staff duty, but it was for each line unit's barracks. You had, they had CQ duty, and then they would report to the staff duty NCO. But I don't know what a QC is. But all in all, pretty cool bitty fig. The MUTT is your standard Jeep. These are all printed elements here. It's a pretty cool build. Alright, let's move on. Alright, so here we have the MUTT M151A2. And this is also comes with the M825 with the M40 106mm recoilless rifle, which is pretty cool back here. Also this minifig. So this is of course Black History Month, and Brickmania has done a lot of these sets. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. They've done a lot of sets with predominantly black figures. So I gotta commend Brickmania on that. You don't see too many companies doing that, and it has not gone unnoticed to me. I just got in the mail today the Colin Powell. I haven't opened it yet. I may do a unboxing or whatever next couple days, so look out for that. All in all, this is another, you know, pretty cool Jeep. It's funny, this color, this is of course dark bluish gray, but when you see it, your mind just immediately, it looks right for some reason. And I know this is probably supposed to be like an olive drab green color, but it works, you know. This is printed element. This is printed. These are your stickers. You got your spare tire over here. Pretty cool design. Alright, and lastly we have the MUTT 151 quarter-ton 4x4 utility truck. This is your standard Jeep. These are all sticker elements. So I ordered one of these. I got one of these instead. Then I ordered one of these and got this one instead. And lastly, I ordered one just on my own. This one I just used the stickers to make this Marine Corps one. And these are the two Army. But like I've said in previous videos, I didn't intend to spend any money on Vietnam bricks, but here we are. Let me know what you think in the video. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell. Holler at me in the next video. Peace.